Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here again with a short Torah thought sponsored by MEOR DC. MEORDC.com is our website. Check it out and learn about the programs we offer at GW University and elsewhere around our nation's capital. One of the interesting statements in the Haggadah, the book we read on the Seder nights of the upcoming holiday of Passover, is the following. It says, in each and every generation, a person is obligated to see himself as if he left Egypt. Again, each one of us is obligated to see ourselves as if we left Egypt. How do we understand such a statement? There are many answers, many approaches, interesting, deep ideas we could offer. Here are a couple. First, we could say something that's alluded to elsewhere in the Haggadah, when it says that had God not taken us out of Egypt when he did, we and our children's children would have remained forever enslaved to Pharaoh in Egypt. In other words, had God not miraculously taken us out when he did, it wasn't going to happen. Not on any kind of natural level. Physically, no slave ever got out of Egypt. And spiritually, our rabbis say that though we maintained some connection to our ancestral faith, it was very, very watered down. We were very much like Egyptians inwardly, spiritually. We worshipped idols like them. Our uniqueness had almost completely disappeared, spiritually speaking. So we would have just been absorbed completely into Egyptian society had not God not taken us out when he did. So therefore, I can see myself truthfully every year at the Seder as if I left Egypt, in the sense that had there not been an exodus, my own personal identity as a Jew now, wherever I am, you, me, wouldn't have happened. Okay, but I want to go perhaps a little bit deeper than that by offering the following. And it's well known if you study Jewish sources, our Jewish holidays are not mere commemorations of past events. Our Torah is a Torah's Chaim, a living Torah. Everything in the Torah is forever and is about now. So when we experience a holiday, it's not a remembrance, it's a reliving on a spiritual level of an event that happened, and a spiritual level that was attained in our past. We can access that same spiritual energy and open ourselves up to that same spiritual growth in an identical sense each and every year. Not physically, 3,300 years ago was the Exodus, it's not now. But on a spiritual level, each one of us goes through what our ancestors went through when they left Egypt. The truth is, there's a tradition that every Jewish soul also was there in the leaving of Egypt. But leaving that aside for now, we can say, wow, every time Passover comes around, I have an opportunity to tap into the same spiritual energy of redemption, of being taken out of Egypt as our ancestors did 3,300 years ago. Okay, interesting. Wow, so I'm really reliving an Exodus. But I'm not in Egypt. I'm in America. So here we have to understand that, yes, Egypt was a real place 3,300 years ago, that our ancestors, and it's a real place now, with a lot of uprisings, of course, as we know, in the last few months. But Egypt also represents, on a spiritual level, any of the things that hold us back from our soul connecting to God, any of the barriers that bind us. In fact, the word Mitzrayim, Egypt, is related to the word that means border or a narrow strait, S-T-R-A-I-T. So in every year we have the capacity, spiritually, God gives us every Passover to be lifted up, or to break through the barriers that prevent our soul from connecting to God in an intimate level. An incredible spiritual energy on the Seder nights of Passover to gain a very high level of spiritual freedom, a spiritual redemption. The ancient exodus from Egypt that our ancestors experienced was a geula, a redemption. But every one of us in every generation has a spiritual redemption, the opportunity to tap into a spiritual energy of geula, of freedom, of breaking through the barriers. What kind of barriers? Temptations and desires and materialism and all sorts of minor idolatries that hold us back from connecting to God in the way our soul longs to. Passover, an incredible time of inner freedom, spiritual freedom for each and every one of us in each and every generation.